Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's a digital diversity stream. I am Kaiju, and today we are playing something very special. It is a game that I've been excited about ever since I got to play the demo last year, and then immediately backed on Kickstarter, and then at the beginning of the year I interviewed the creator. So you can see that I was a little bit excited, and that game is Knife Sisters. This is a visual novel along the same mechanical lines as games like Lady Killer in a Bind. This one, however, pulls no punches. The game we are playing today has music, so I'll put the music on. The game we're playing today deals with a lot of things. It deals with sex, it deals with love, it deals with human interaction, it deals with kink, it deals with the occult, it deals with a lot of different stuff. So this is an 18+ stream, making it well known there. I am not sure what we're going to see. I have played the first chapter of this game from the demo. I don't know how much of it's going to have changed. I fell in love with this game for a variety of reasons. The style of it, the characters, the mood, everything about it made me fall for this game. It's very rare that I play through a game and then know within 5 minutes that I need to talk to the person who made it and have them tell me everything about it. And that's kind of what happened. So today we are playing the beta, which has just released for the people who backed it on the Kickstarter. I will, of course, be putting up the link for the game itself. That is not the link that I wanted. Clipboards. There we go. Game link, right there. So it is available on Steam, and it is probably going to be available on itch. The demo is available on itch, so I'm going to give you that as well, because seriously, once you see me play this, you'll see why I needed to share it and why I've been crying too. Okay. Where's the other one? There's the other one. So if you want to play the demo, it's right there. At some point, hopefully, the full game will be up there as well. So yeah, I think we just kind of jump into this one, because this is one of those games we'll figure it out as we go. And I really hope that you'll fall in love with it the way I have, because it's pretty damn great. Yoink. So, visual novel built with Unity, not with Ren'Py for one of the first ones. This one. Adult Kaiju stream. Yep. How you doing? Hope you're ready for this one. This is going to be good, and I'm going to have some feels. I hope you'll have some feels. Let's just fucking go for it. Let's make bad decisions. Let's make decisions that are going to ruin our lives or make our lives utterly wonderful. So, new game. It's very interesting. Knife Sisters, presented by Transcenders Media. All power exchanges must be negotiated. A game is a safe space. You can try things here that you might not in real life, because nothing bad can happen. In real life, things go wrong. For that reason, there should be no grey areas, always discussed with your partner's consent. Knife Sisters can exchange between BDSM, bodily fluids, da-da-da-da-da. Also needs affection, prevalence, playfulness, affection, a bit of hope. Don't say we didn't warn you. Hey there, I'm Kylo Zen, Leo's best friend. I've been trying to wake Leo for several hours without any response. I have no idea what's going on. That might be a little loud. Let's drop that down a bit. How does that feel? Let me know how that feels. That might be a little loud. I have no idea what's going on there, but I figured I could give you some instructions while waiting. To proceed, you click the arrow on the right, which is right down here. But you can't see it. You're playing Leo. Who am I? Non-binary, clueless AF, lazy and good for nothing, age 19, soundtrack, electronic. I like Anya, K-Loose End, BDSM, weird things, ordinary life sucks. Well, aren't you the cutest? At some point you will get to make choices, but you don't have to click the first thing that shows up. I like this. This is I love this mechanic. So I was introduced to this mechanic in Lady Killer Refined, which I've streamed before. This is done in a very fun way. You can keep going by clicking the arrow instead and see what happens. It's like, a choice, don't choose this. That might lead to some options disappearing. Another choice, do as you like. Yeah, go play Lady Killer. Like, you'll find it on sale pretty often. Like, I say just get it no matter what, but it's a good game. And possibly new ones showing up. From now on, it's up to you what happens. So, you can choose to pick any of the options as they come. The longer you wait, the more options you have, at the cost of previous options going away, or you can just keep going and wait. So, your inaction is choice, which is so good and it feels so right. Yet another choice, choose this. Good, you made a choice. But not making a choice is also a decision. From now on, it's up to you what happens. No pressure. Now go on, will you? Chapter 1, Indifference. Let's see if I can actually slow down the text speed. No, that's actually faster. That might be a little better. Let's see how we go. Text speed's a little fast. Here we are. What's that? Oh god, my head is hurting. I'll try to open my eyes. Ouch. Not possible. I feel so sick. If I move, I'm going to throw up. We've all had mornings like this. What the fuck happened last night? I don't remember anything after we got to Noah's Point. What did we do there? My arms feel sore. Wait, these are some cuts on my arms. Why? I have to check my phone. Oh, so goddamn bright. There are my clothes. They're soaking wet? Damn. Let's put that one on. Right, found it. 14 missed calls. What the hell? 21 messages. If I read all of these, I really will throw up. I'll just read the last one. It's from Ayana. Ayana? Let's go with Ayana. Leo, where are you? Will told me to be with you, but I can't find him either. I'm really worried. Please, please, please call me. Please, Leo. Text speed really does feel too slow, or too fast. Oh, I sped it up again. I heard someone opening the front door. That was a little strange. Usually no one's here this time of day. Devon's at work and Nicola's at university, but maybe one of them got sick or something. I peeked out into the hallway. There was a young woman holding a box, her curly hair looking like a big pile of worms on her head. Well, hello. My name's Dagger. Character designs in this is so good. I fell in love with this so fast. Hi. I'm moving in today. So that's who's taking the empty room? I didn't know Devon had already found someone. But on the other hand, I sort of never spoke to him, so I guessed it wasn't that strange. Can you hold this for a second? I have to go check on something. She held the box out to me. Something was dripping from it. Droplets of pinkish fell to the floor. There was a thick smell coming from it. Almost sweet. Let's not answer. Don't tell me there's fucking meat in that. It smells weird. What's that? It smells really weird. Yeah, I know. It's just some stuff I'm using for a project. A project? What kind of project? An art project. Can't tell where it's going right now, though. Art, of course. So, top right up here, we have essence and anxiety. These raise depending on our choices. Let's see, from what I remember, if we take an active attitude, our essence goes up, and if we take a passive attitude, our anxiety goes up. Did not see that play out in the, and we've also got a little thing up there that like gives us our state, our stat, so it says right there, neutral. Of course she was an artist. She looked quite artisty. Come on, just help me out, will you? Be a good girl. No, you're not a girl, are you? Well, no. I'm nothing specific. I sort of figured. And yet you immediately start going for girl. She handed me the box and the strange smell got even stronger. Made me sick to my stomach. Whatever it is, I think it's fucking disgusting. Yeah. You put it outside my room. She went through the door and I stood there holding that box with a feeling that its vile contents were dragging me to the floor. A wet dribble landed on my bare foot. I'm gonna fucking kill you, I thought to myself. And then I realized that this was someone I would be living with from now on. Lucky, another weirdo joins the hellhole. We had never given our commune a proper name, so that was my name for it. I dumped the cardboard box outside her door, but then I stopped for a moment. What was I supposed to do now? I'm intrigued. Let's wait for Dagger. I looked down. Was there really meat in that box? That's what it smelled like. Raw meat. I had a strong feeling I didn't want this. Whatever it was. In my house. But I must admit, I was curious. So here we go. So we've got a choice here. Active, we get 1 essence. Keep waiting, and I think if we don't, we get anxiety, but let's go with open box. I listened for sounds as I leaned down over the box and began to unfold the flaps. I saw newsprint and started to lift it to see what was underneath. And then, of course, I heard the door open and Dagger's swift steps through the hallway. I quickly folded the flaps and stood back up. She put another box down on the floor. Ah, my faithful servant. Would you mind coming downstairs and help me carry the rest of my things? I would definitely mind being your servant, I thought. But somehow, I felt a little ashamed for snooping. Okay, I'll help you out. That would be my way of paying her back for wanting to go through her things. So that was a choice we made, and, like, choice and response. I love this very basic stylized backgrounds. Like, I was actually thinking of something like this for my own stuff. Because it's very clean and it tells what it needs to. We went downstairs. On the pavement outside our house was a pile of boxes, a lamp, and a big painting or maybe a mirror wrapped in paper. If you focus on the boxes, I'll take the other stuff. We carried our stuff up into the apartment and deposited it outside our door. We were done after a couple of rounds. Dagger made eye contact with me. She looked at me closely. I want you to forget how this room looked. And the person who used to live here. I thought to myself that he hadn't been noteworthy anyway. It had been one of Devon's friends, and he hadn't been home that much. When he had been, he'd mostly slept. But well, I nodded. Sure. And then, when I fixed it up, I want you to come visit me. Because I want to show you something. She pulled her phone out of her pocket and checked the time. Would 10 o'clock tonight be a good time? I can imagine the puzzled look on my face. Don't think so much. Use your other senses. Gut feeling. Curiosity. So we're just going to click through this. Intuition. Presence. I'll teach you. Just show up. At 10. I for sure still look just as puzzled. Then she gave me a mysterious smile and turned to open her door. Her body language told me that she wanted me to leave now. I walked down the hallway back to my room, and as I closed the door behind me, I thought to myself, what the fuck just happened? So here we go. Here's our little book of what's happened. So we got a thing. Today, this girl moved in. You don't trust her? It's fair enough. Her name is Dagger. I don't know what to say about her though. I like the name. She told me to go to her room at 10 PM tonight. I'm not sure if I'll do it. I'm so bored. What should I do? So we're gonna end up picking two things. Devon's interesting. Ayana is pretty cool. Nicola, I haven't tried to hang out with yet. Oh no, I've hung out with Nicola before, so we're gonna end up doing two of these. God, both of these ones are really fun. Go out or stay at home? What do you think? I do love the book. The book is really cool, and you can see through past days, past events and stuff. So yeah, there you go. I think we go out. Going out is a fun one. Meet Ayana? Yeah, let's go out. This is a really good one. Like all of these different chains are really fun and really interesting. So our current state, because our essence is up, is careless. We are now careless. Ayana and I had decided to meet at our favorite cafe. She said she would bring a new friend as well. Yay, new friend! I'd have preferred to meet her alone, but whatever. As long as I got to see her at all, I'd be happy. I thought we'd be waiting for them. Yep, Heart Choker, you can tell that they're trans, can't you? How you doing, Relna? So this is our main character. This is our lovely non-binary Leo, who we get to play as. Doing a little better? Nice. So heads up, Relna, this game does deal with a lot of stuff. It does deal with like hostile things, as far as I've encountered. It does deal with some kink stuff, and it does deal with some occult stuff. So just heads up. But nothing over the top as far as I know. So we'll see how we go. But just so you know, went to a game bar. Nice. Then I heard her voice. Babe! More chokers. She came up and hugged me. Content warnings, always important. I noticed her friend just behind her. This is Mo. You haven't met, right? I looked into a pair of eyes that radiated the same kind of bright glow as Ayana's did. Hi, do you want a hug? It was nice of them to ask. Maybe Diana had told them that I wasn't keen on touching people that I didn't know. That was like the horror of my life, having to get physically close to unknown people. It's always made me anxious. So yeah, there we go. So we get to set our character. This is a kind of role playing that you don't often get, which is like, this is all role playing of all building our character. So we can be someone who doesn't like hugs, or who takes hugs occasionally, or just fucking, yeah, give me a fucking hug. Let's go with that. Alright, sure. They put their arms around me and give me a hard, long hug. I could feel their muscular body through the thin fabric of their tank top, and our S's just went up. They smelled fresh, like they just stepped out of the shower. And there was some fragrance too. Rosemary? Or thyme? Surprisingly, being confined in their embrace didn't feel bad. Not at all. It felt comfortable, as if our bodies suited each other well. I might even reconsider that part about dislike being touched by people I don't know, I thought to myself. But then I came to my senses. I guess this was an exception, just for now. Mo let me go and I pulled out my chair, a little shaken. We sat down at the table, drinking our tea and coffee. No one had enough money to buy anything else. Are you going to Club Lips on Friday, Leo? Oh yeah, how could I have forgotten about that? It was my favorite club, for Christ's sake. I always went there. You have to hop off? Alright. Oh, good luck with the job applications. Like, big support. Are you going? Most likely. Are you going? Just watching my cats fight in the background. You too? It's very fun. Yeah! You should totally join. A second, I'm gonna try and disentangle these two. Nope. Nope, now they're just curious about the stuff that I throw at them. A wave of discomfort went through my body. They were really united on this. Had they already decided to go together? Why hadn't Ayana asked me first? We do everything together, don't we? But I didn't want them to notice I had started to feel uncertain. So I put on a big smile. Alright then, let's all meet there Friday night. Yes! Alright, so let's hang out with Nicola, because this discussion tree gets really interesting. Tuesday evening. I put on headphones and got completely absorbed by the music. When I finally took them off, I heard people talking in the kitchen. It sounded a bit like Nicola and someone whose voice I didn't recognize. Was it Dagger? I tried to listen in on their conversation, but their voices were too muffled. I'd better go look instead. Nicola was in the kitchen, making tea together with a woman I had never seen before. I felt like they both stared at me as I entered the room. Hi, Leo. This is Naomi. She's my girlfriend. What? Nicola with a girlfriend? That was something new. During the year I lived with him, I don't think he'd ever brought anyone home. Where did they even meet? How did the two of you meet? You heard of Blackest? It was an online community for Kingsters. Ah, the FetLife allegory. So yes, I'd heard of it. Not only heard, I frequented it a lot. Yeah, I know about it. What I had no idea about was that Nicola was on there too. We started talking there and eventually we met, and we discovered we had some things in common. She gave him a suggestive smile. He smiled back, but looked a bit uncomfortable at the same time. I considered asking what those things were, but then I decided to be nice. Great to get to meet a fellow Kingster. Yeah, I smiled and nodded. I definitely had to check out their profile pages. At least hers. I wondered what she was into. Everyone does this, by the way. Everyone just goes and checks out their friends' pages. It's like when you go to a friend's Twitter, you meet someone new and you go to their Twitter feed and you just go through their media files or something. She looked like someone who would like to dominate people. I wondered if she enjoyed pulling Nicola's hair. Now it looked as if she was reading my mind. Have you been to Club Lips? Absolutely. I haven't missed a single club night since they started letting me in last year. But I don't think I've seen you there. No, I haven't had a chance to go yet, but I want to. It's this Friday, right? I glanced at Nicola. Yeah. Yeah, are you going? I think I am, yes. Now I feel like it even more. She winked at me. I looked at Nicola again. He didn't seem to mind. Her eagerness to meet me made me wonder about the arrangement of their relationship. Were they exclusive, or did they date other people? So, are you guys exclusive, or what? Naomi started laughing. I like Naomi. She's fun. No, we're not. I don't understand why people choose to have conventional relationships when you do things in other ways that work so much better. At least for me. I don't understand that either. Nicola seemed a little uncomfortable. What were his views, I wondered? Let's find out. What are your views on this, Nicola? Nicola looked at me with an expression I couldn't interpret. I'm all for this way of having relationships. I've understood I have to give Naomi the freedom she needs. At the same time, he moved closer to her. Even if this is not how I expect relationships to be prior to meeting her. I think I've always been some sort of romantic. I nodded, even if I didn't really understand it. Aww. Someone being introduced to Polly. It's always fun. Or possibly RA. Nicola seems more of a relationship anarchist than polyamorous. It's like, just do whatever feels right, as long as everyone's consenting. Obviously, people had some kind of preconception what relationships were supposed to be. A preconception that I seem to lack. The thought of sticking two people together with some sort of emotional glue had never attracted me. What does unconventional mean to you, Naomi? Game feels fairly goals? Yeah. This game is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. Like, you can see why I had to get into it. Why I had, like, I've been straining at the leash, kink pun intended, to stream this. And it's like, no, I can't stream it. It's lewd, and it's got all this stuff in it. It's like, it's no worse than anything else. Like, it's no worse than people streaming Jackbox, because you see how those always end up. Like, this is discussion. This is, like... And this is why I'm really big on games that discuss this sort of thing, because we don't see it. Like, you don't see these discussions in Dragon Age. You don't see them in most games. We need to play the games that talk about these things so we can work out ourselves. I mean, there are a lot of ways to be unconventional. So when you say that, what does it mean? She seems to be thinking. I guess mainly, for me, it means that I won't let a relationship with one person dictate or restrict what feelings I could have for someone else. Also, I think it's possible to love more than one person. I also think it's good to break free from the traditional view of togetherness and regard every relationship as something unique, something in its own right, with its own rules and agreements. 1000% yes. Something I can agree with. Naomi seemed to be the type of person who really knew what she wanted, and also knew what she felt. I wonder how that worked. Did they have like an inner roadmap showing all potential emotions and explaining what that felt like? And also a compass directing them towards the appropriate emotion and reaction in each situation. Leo definitely feels like they fall on the autistic spectrum somewhere on how they deal with stuff. And that's also lovely to have in games. How the fuck did that even work? In any case, I was pretty sure they'd forgotten to enclose both the map and the compass when I was delivered. I looked at them both. I don't know if I've ever actually been in love. I'm not sure what it feels like. Now both their faces looked like question marks. Isn't that boring, not having these kind of feelings? I don't know, that's just the way it is and has always been. Of course it sounds awesome to feel something the way people describe romantic love, but I can't really miss something that I've never experienced, can I? I mean, they could also be aromantic. Sorry, I'm trying to distract the cats because they're being horrendously loud. Yearning but also sad. That's very feels. Very feels. Just a sec. Alright. Sorry. Having to organize brigade to come rescue me from the cats. I sensed they might feel sorry for me, so I tried to cheer them up. I'm alright. I don't miss it. And it seems to be a lot of trouble as well. By the way, Nicola, have you met the new member of our commune? Nicola looked surprised, so obviously he hadn't. No, who's that? Her name is Dagger. She's a self-proclaimed artist. That's all I know about her. Right. I guess we'll get to meet her eventually. They're being very catty. They're chasing each other quite a lot. And being loud. Hey Jason, how you doing? A weird thought passed through my mind. It's a good thing that you already have a girlfriend, so you might not get interested in her. Wow. Tuesday night. Oh, you've come in at a good time, Jason. Things are about to get occulty. Kylo. What is it, dear? It's almost 10 o'clock. I know. That's Kylo. Maybe we'll move up to here. Let's move up to here. I think we'll give that a try. We'll see how that works. Time for you to get going soon then. It is. Do you think it's a mistake to go see Dagger? I don't know, hon. But remember that even if it is, it could be a learning moment. And I guess anyone could make a bad decision. Feels very reassuring. Well, I think you want to go. I guess I do. Wish me luck. Good luck, babe. Let's just shrink myself down there a bit. Let's do that. Problem with these games is you can't really tell where you need to be. Actually, scroll. We don't need the anxiety and essence things. Cover that one instead. Alright, let's go visit Dagger and have ourselves some times. Tuesday night. I sneaked quietly out into the hallway and stood outside her door. Suddenly I heard my own heart pounding. That's how quiet it was. Plush toy, from what I can tell. Plush toy that Leo talks to. I couldn't hear a single sound from her room. Was she even there? Well, what did it matter now? My body had already decided to move out into the corridor and onward to her room. That had to mean something. I gave her door a couple of hesitant knocks, and then heard footsteps from inside. She opened the door A dense smell threw itself over me like a warm wool blanket. The typical New Age incense. Cool, you're here, come in. Thanks. I stepped inside. The room was dark, but lit by candles. They completely covered the surface of a glass table. Up on the wall, she'd put dark, patterned hangings. Welcome to my den. I've prepared for your initiation. She pointed to the floor where she'd put a couple of pillows. A big black pentagram covered the entire floor. Initiation? What the fuck is that? I told you before not to think so much. Let's just do this. Why? It's hard to explain. She looked at me intensely. The moment I saw you, I sensed I wanted to invite you to this ceremony. It's not something I'd do with just anyone you know. I had no idea what she was talking about. Let's just let it happen. Was this part of the art project she'd mentioned before? And if so, did that mean I was now part of it too? I just have to keep throwing stuff at them to stop them fighting.
Oh.
Since she'd been drawing her picture in my journal for a large part of the afternoon, maybe that wasn't such a strange thing anyway. I guess I could be part of her project if she was part of mine. She pointed to one of the pillows on the floor. You can sit there. I did as she told me. Beside the mattress on the floor was a small speaker. She went over there and pushed a button on it. Monotonous music started to play. She came back and kneeled down on the pillow opposite mine. Close your eyes. My urge to disagree had started to wane. With my eyes closed, I heard sounds that I couldn't place. Then a strong, burnt smell filled my nostrils and the entire room. It entered my head, filled out my brain. My head started pulsing. Put your hands out. I did so and soon felt something wet and cold stroking them. A wet cloth brushed over both my hands 2 times each. My face was burning hot. It was that smell. It made my skin take fire. I could feel her body lean towards mine. She said some words I didn't understand. She took a firm grip on my wrists and put my hands to her face. Her skin was soft and much colder than mine. She held them there for a couple of seconds. My heart was pounding as I listened to her voice whispering those strange words. It had dark resonance to it. Then she put my hands into my lap. You can open your eyes. I looked at her. Where my palms touched her cheek, she had brown marks as of rust. I looked at the palms of my hands. They were the same color. She held my gaze again. Without letting it go, she took something from behind her back. A small knife. It was black with a sharp and serrated edge. She put it in the center of the pentacle, right between us. I want a drop of blood from your lip. If you let me have it, pick up the knife and give it to me. Pick it up. I reached for the knife and gave it to her. She came closer to me, held the knife against my lower lip. I felt a short, sharp sting as the knife punctured my skin. It was a minimal cut. Still, I could smell the blood from my lip. She put the knife back in the circle. Once again, she mumbled some unrecognizable words. Then she leaned towards me. She kissed me. I felt her tongue swiftly licking the blood off my lip. It was over in a second, and she sat back down on her pillow. Super obedient. I don't know, we're taking a fun path here. Thank you. I didn't know what to say. I was rarely lost for words, but this time, I had none. Alright. We're done. Thank you for coming today. She gave me that mysterious smile of hers. Let's actually move that back down there now. Screw it. Do you want to come back another time? I didn't know what to say. Super can't be you. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Well, you'll just have to play the game and do it your own path. Also, just saying, all of this stuff done to the room is probably going to get us in trouble with the landlord. Like, there's obviously extra holes in the walls from all this stuff. Someone's painted all over the floor. Did I want that? I at least would like you to come back. I just nodded, thinking I didn't really mean anything. I could decide later. If you want to, you can come here Sunday night. At the same time. Okay. Then you should bring with you the skull of an animal. I stared at her. The warmth I'd felt from before was replaced with a cold sensation. A skull? What do you mean? A skull. From inside the head of a dead animal. Made clean. No way. It's up to you. But if you want to join in, you need to bring it. Doesn't matter what kind of animal. I'm interested in seeing what you choose. But you have to find it yourself. You cannot pay for it, because its powers will diminish. I'd had enough. I sighed deeply and stood up. I need to go to bed now. She gave me a big, cheeky smile. I understand you're tired, sweetie. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Right. As I headed to the door, I wondered if that was something I dreaded or looked forward to. The only thing I knew for sure was that I hadn't the slightest idea. Wednesday! Like, Ayana seems like the fun one to go for here. We can get some advice, we can go back to the cafe. Dagger told me to come back to her room on Sunday night for some kind of continuation of that weird shit she's into. I'm glad there are some days before that. I need to decide about that. But what should I do today? Oh, we've got extra stuff. So I believe that the demo was that first day and then skipped to the weekend. So now we're on to stuff that I haven't seen before. Let's go hang out with Ayana again. Wednesday afternoon. I met up with Ayana after her lecture. I should have gone to that one too, but hadn't. As per usual the last couple of weeks, Ayana looked happy as always, as she sat down and told me how boring the lecture was and that I hadn't really missed anything. Then she caught my eye, hers containing a curious glint. So, how do you feel about Mo? I didn't know for sure why she was asking. I liked them. You did? I thought you might think they were a bit too, physical. Like, that they would get too much in your personal space or something. I smiled and shrugged. I'd kind of enjoyed being in that space with Mo. They seemed nice. Ayana smiled back. I liked them a lot. Yeah, I sort of figured, I thought. Cool. Has anything happened between the two of you? Not really. I wish it would though. So, is that your plan for Friday? You really can't plan on that kind of stuff, can you? Can't you? I thought to myself, but didn't say. I'll just have to see what happens. Just wish me luck. I nodded. Sure. By the way, did I tell you a new person moved into our apartment? You did not? Who is it? Her name is Dagger. She's such a weirdo. Yesterday she invited me to some kind of strange ritual in her room. What? What did she do? She performed a ritual. And then she asked if I wanted to come back again and to bring an animal skull for the next ritual. What the fuck? I know, it's the weirdest person who's lived there by far. Wow. What'll you do? I'm curious. So I think I'll go. But the skull? I'll get it somehow. Ayana looked thoughtful. But then she burst out, I know! You know that store in Silver Lane? They sell animal skulls. They're used in jewelry, but they've also got some in glass jars. Yeah, you're right. The only thing is, Dagger told me I can't pay for it because it would lose its powers or something. Ayana laughed. But how the fuck would she know, huh? Right, she wouldn't. You don't like lying, is that it? I don't. I have feels. Leo is very much like me at about that age. Still like me at some points. But you don't have to lie, you just don't tell her where you got it from. Her giving me a solution made her shine even brighter than before. I had to smile back. Thanks, you're always saving my ass. I am, aren't I? I saw someone approaching our table. Ayana noticed it too and lit up even more. Will! The guy came to our table. Hey, new characters! Hi Ayana, and this is Leo, my oldest friend. We've known each other since freaking kindergarten. Wow, it had been a long time since I'd thought about that. Yay, the bumblebees! That was our class. Ah, is that why you love black and yellow so much, Ayana? Oh, how did he know? How do you two know each other? They both started shining like beacons. Well, that's the craziest thing. We met at some raves earlier this spring and started talking and hanging out a little. Then just a couple of weeks ago, my mother went up with a cousin she hadn't seen since she was little. They started talking about their families and realized that their children were the same age. Then my mum comes home and asks if I'd ever met someone called Ayana. Because that's apparently my second cousin. Wow, how cool. So your family then? Yeah, we're the party family. Two sensations mixed within me, like cold and hot blood meeting in my veins, creating some sort of explosion. Like a cold glass filling up with hot water, then breaking from the tension. It was good that Ayana had gotten with a new family member. I was happy for her. At least, I wanted to be happy for her. But inside of me I heard this cracking little voice, eager like a ringing tone, but me. We're best friends, aren't we? I'm your party family. Cool to meet you then. Ayana's newly discovered second cousin. Same to you, Ayana's oldest friend. I have to brag a little bit more of this second cousin of mine. Did you know he's studying to become a doctor? And here we are, studying to become assistant nurses. I hope you'll pay us good money when we work at the hospital you're bossing over. He laughed. I always pay my workers well. If I hadn't been sure Ayana only liked non-male people, I would have definitely said they were flirting. I didn't understand anything. So, what are you guys up to this weekend? Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Will. You wanna hang out on Saturday? I can't. I'm going away with my family for a week. We're going to Barbados. I'll have to surf and lie on the beach drinking cocktails all week long. Oh, it's a hard life. Poor me, huh? Fuck you. You should bring the whole family. She pretended to be sullen. Next time you'll go with us, that's for sure. Poor baby. Yeah. I'm really liking this. I'm loving the music. It is, like, the perfect ambient tracks. I love these designs. I'm just... yeah. 1,000 times more fun if you joined, I'm sure. Then you'd have a wingman, right? He laughed. Right, I would. I'm the best wingman ever. Right, Leo? You're the best. Period. God, you're love bombing me. What's happened to you? I wasn't sure. But something was going on. That was definitely true. Let's talk to Kylo. Wednesday evening. Kylo? Yeah? I need your advice on something. Sure. What would you like to talk about? Talk about people? Talk about dagger? Or talk about kink? I mean, I'm tempted to just go for the kink one here. Fuck it. We're being direct and open and stuff today. Let's have some fun, right? Yeah? Yeah? Let's kink this fucker up. If I'm gonna have my channel taken down, I may as well have fun doing it, right? Do you think it's weird to keep a list of BDSM related things you want to experience? No, it's not. Everyone has a bucket list. I guess not. People do that all the time. You know, bucket lists. See? See? Kylo understands. Always trust your plushies. Or invisible friends. I'm not sure which. New Year's resolutions. It's just that other people might have slightly different, more differentiated lists. I mean, people want to see other countries and continents. They want to go bungee jumping, to cat cafes and stuff like that. Yours, on the other hand, is a little more lopsided. I know. Yeah, I need more plushies. I don't have enough yet. I've only got a lot. I need a horde. It's just that I can't really think of many other things I want to do. Life sucks, you know? I know you feel that way. But I guess it doesn't when you get to do those things? No, not then. Then it's alright. Don't have any more? Oh yeah, go get some Pokemon ones. Like, every time I'm over in Japan, I raid the Pokemon centers. Like, any original of the 150 I can find. Never forget your first generation. Then you better make sure you get to check some stuff off that list. I nodded. The best way would probably be to go to Club Lips. So I guess I'm going there on Friday. Great decision. So you have more things you want to talk about? Blackest. You know Blackest? Yes, your fave online community. The one you drool over when thinking about things you want to experience, right? Speak for yourself, perv. Oh yeah, it is, because if you look in the background here, there's the plushie over there. Yeah, I'm really glad they don't lock you out of the options. Okay, just saying, I want this plushie. So I need to talk to the creators of this game to organize these plushies, because they're adorable. Perv? What does that even mean? Turns out Nicolas on there. Wow. I haven't checked his profile. Should we try and find him? Sure. We log on to Blackest. Sure wasn't easy to find people since everyone used nicknames. I tried searching for people in our city about the right age. A list showed up. I peered at small pictures trying to catch a glimpse of someone who looked like Nicola. Well, this sure as hell wasn't Facebook. And that, of course, is why I used it. That one? He pointed to a picture. The name was Sixtina Serpent. Yeah, maybe. I clicked on it. Yeah, that's him. Now I'd learned to take in as many facts as possible when visiting someone's profile page, since everyone could see who'd been there and I didn't want to have come back several times. There wasn't much information on Nicolas' page. He said he was interested in alchemy and obscure art, cults. That was something new. Sure, I knew he was studying theology, but I never asked him anything about it. Maybe that was only because I rarely spoke to him at all. On the Kinks page, people listed what they were into, so I clicked on Nicolas. But of course, he hadn't written anything. What a coward. He didn't have a lot of friends on his page either, but I found Naomi. Let's find out about Naomi. I mean, this is the social media generation. This is what we do. And now that we've moved on to this point where we can go, okay, here is our sexuality, here is what we're into. and we have entire avenues for that. We can just go, okay, here are our friends, let's see how they feel. You know, this stuff is made public or public for a reason. Like, if you know you're into the same sort of things, you can go and find out more. Very different from online, like, stalking and shit, so gotta be careful about that. Let's find out about Naomi. I clicked on Naomi's picture to get her profile. She'd written a lot more than Nicola. You know, I met her the other day. Good for you. She's very pretty. So what are you waiting for? Go check out her kinks. Right. I clicked the kinks tab and saw her list. It wasn't very surprising. She liked dominance, duct tape, knife play, plastic boots, spanking, bondage. To name a few. The basics. For me, the word knife play stood out a bit. But I wouldn't talk to Kylo Zen about that. He was way too innocent. And maybe careful about his stuffing. Yeah, F-list with friends. That's what it's all about. So you have more things you want to talk about? Visiting Dagger. This Dagger person, she wants me to come back to her room on Sunday night. Cool, huh? Do you want to go? It's a good question. And sort of what I wanted to find out. I think we do. I want to find out everything. I want to find out everything in this game. I'd like to go. I just don't know how I'll be able to do what she asked of me. I can feel my heart starting to beat faster just by talking about her. She said she needed to bring me... I needed to bring the skull of an animal. Okay. But I have no idea where to find one. I'm not in danger, am I? Has to be a real animal. Phew. Where do you think I can find one? I guess where there are animals, like in the forest or something? Yeah. Do you think it's possible to find one if I go looking for it? It's not impossible, but I think you could also get lost in the woods or more likely not find anything at all. Would you come with me if I went? To the woods? Yeah. Sure, let's go tomorrow. Where are we going to the woods? It's a good idea. I could ruminate over it while I slept and then decide whether I wanted to do it or not. Alright, guess this is as good as it gets. Thank you for listening to my wallowing. No problem, sweetie. I love Kylo. I'm always here for you. We'll turn that volume just a little bit. We're all going to the forest tomorrow. Alright. Yeah, we can either fake it and go to the shop, or we can go to the forest and find it. Let's actually save it. There isn't a save option in the demo, so this is good. Forest. What's that? Oh, it's log bug report. Sweet. That's nice. They got a little picture of a bug up the top here where you can look bug reports. So there we are, me and Kylo Zen standing at the roadside and watching the bus move away farther into the countryside. We'd left the city and jumped off as soon as we saw the forest. Okay then, let's go. Sure. Walking into the forest with a plush animal trying to find an animal skull. This is going to be one of those days. Do you have a compass? My phone has GPS, I think we'll be alright. The sun was shining, I remembered it was May, one of the most beautiful times of the year. Where had the spring gone? I'd been spending it alone in my room with the blinds closed. So, where do animals go to die? How would I know? I'm domesticated. We followed a small path through deciduous trees and pines. After a while, the path split in two. To the right, I see a glimpse of something between the trees. I think we go with a glade? More likely to find something, like... yeah. We followed the path in the woods until we reached a glade. There was an irrigation pond there. The rectangular shape of it broke the organic feel of the forest. I crouched next to it and put my hand in the water. It was freezing. I guess it's possible to swim in this, but I won't. You never swim, do you? Not in the sea. I find the smell of dead fish and seaweed unappealing. But this is like drinking water. I could have gone in if it wasn't so cold. We continued walking around the pond. There were mainly birch trees and cow parsnip. The sun brought out a weird smell from it. In the greenery by the pond, something white was showing. What's that? We went closer. It's the bones of some animal. Pragmatic, pick up the skull. Completionist, pick up the skeleton. I mean, I kind of want to take the whole skeleton because it's completionist. This almost feels like gamification. Okay, we'll take it. Who knows when you might need the rest of a skeleton, right? I don't know about you, Kylo, but for me it feels wrong to separate the skull from the other parts. We just take them all with us. You're crazy. What are you going to do with them? I don't know. But I can't leave the bones here and just take the skull. Feels wrong. And no one's going to give you strange looks on the bus when you bring a boar skeleton on there. Since when would I care? There's no one riding that bus anyway. I just put the bones in my hoodie. We picked them up carefully, put them on the hoodie and tied around them. So let's go back to the city. Great. Our inventory now has boar skeleton. Oh, let's go talk to Devon. We haven't said hello yet. Thursday afternoon. Devon came home in the early evening as usual. Since my room was next to the kitchen, I had become accustomed to my roommate's different habits and their accompanying sounds. Nicola, for example, always made gallons of gross-tasting tea, and Devon smoked weed and cooked pasta. I wondered what our new roommate would bring to this lovely cocktail. I have to admit I was a little curious about Devon's thoughts on this. So when I heard pasta cooking sounds from the kitchen, I went out there. Devon was standing with his back towards me. I didn't know why I felt this urge to talk to him about Dagger. Otherwise, we hardly talked. So, did you say hello to my new denizen? He turned around, looking surprised. Shit, don't sneak up on me like that. But what, has she moved in already? I thought she wouldn't be here till next week. Well, I hope she's paid her rent. She turned up the other day. I must admit I was a bit surprised. Maybe you could have given us a heads up that someone was moving in. You need to be mentally prepared? Like I said, I didn't know she was coming this week. I see. I started wondering if you even knew her. Do you know Dagger? He smiled. Knowing would be too strong a word, but I've met her a couple of times. At raves and the like. Ah, raves. Of course. That's where you meet people these days. I see. I guess you've been watching the sunrise early mornings, discussing omnipresent invisible energies and how everything is connected. Sort of. You seem disapproving. Wouldn't hurt you being a little less cynical, you know. How? How wouldn't that hurt me? Cynicism is a great defense. Yeah, that's we're going with the Daria response here. It protects one against stupidity, I thought. Exactly. You need to go to a rave? Yeah. But why do you have to defend yourself? I mean, what are you protecting? Have you thought about that? It's way too stupid to even answer. You're keeping your energy locked up. What if you let it flow instead? By smoking weed, eating mushrooms, and taking ecstasy? I thought to myself, but didn't say. There is only love and fear. Those are the only two emotions that guide us in life. Which one will you choose as your guide? Just think about it. God, Devin! I'm just not gonna say anything. He looked full of himself. I could see by his body language that he felt really proud of the words of wisdom he offered me. Oh, I didn't even click that one. Love's not an emotion. It's a state. I've read about emotions. There were only a handful of true emotions. The rest was a complete and utter mess of intertwined mumbo-jumbo that people expected each other to be able to understand. Devin looked puzzled. It doesn't matter, you can call it a state if you want to. The only thing that matters is which one you choose to be your guide. You mean like, do you take the red pill or the blue pill? Rohypnol or the ecstasy? I mean, the red pill, blue pill thing is a trans joke anyway, so... There you have it again, cynicism. It's sarcasm, though. Devin went to get the saucepan and poured its contents into a strainer in the sink. I guess it was time for a change of subject. Personally, I think this Dagger girl seems a little strange. Devin turned around. Yeah, and that's a good thing, isn't it? Okay, had a point there. You think so? So, if she invited you to her room, acting really weird and stressing that she wanted to show you something, you'd be all in for it then? I'd be open to it, yeah. Why don't you give it a try, Leo? Being open, I mean. You never know what you might find when you open your mind to new experiences. He gave me a strange smile. Then he completely drenched his spaghetti in ketchup and started eating. I'm not one to judge, but that's not how you eat spaghetti. Freedom! Oh. Today is Club Lips. Today is Club Lips. Today is Club Lips. Repeat. By the way, Friday is the best day. I'm busy. Please check back later. Let's go to the club. Judges. Let's all go to the kink club. Let's all go to the kink club. Let's all go to the kink club and get ourselves some kink. Friday night. You two. Yeah, do I have to separate you two? The club opened at 9 and you had to be there within 2 hours of opening time to get in. After that, the door was locked. Okay, this music is really good and I want it. It was always such a nice feeling to walk down the stairs and enter the small, cozy room. There weren't many people when I stepped inside. I looked around for Ayana and Mo, but couldn't see them anywhere. Maybe they hadn't turned up yet. I went over to the bar. They sold low alcohol drinks. I didn't want that. But the candy, soda, and snacks were free. Lollipop, best answer. There were lollipops of many different colors. I grabbed 3 of them. 1 black, 1 pink, and 1 yellow. I put 2 of them in my pocket and peeled the paper off the black one, hoping to get a black tongue from it. Thank you! I like my jacket. I have spent a lot of time on this fucking jacket. And a lot of money. So, I got this one, like, I spent weeks hunting jackets that would actually fit me properly. And it's like, in the end, I just needed a vest anyway. So, of course, got my queer patch and trans patch. Because why not? I have currently 3 pronoun badges on it. And a fuck ton of LucasArts patches. Because, you know, you gotta be humble to where you're from. And I am from the LucasArts adventure game age, because that's me. I looked over at the club. To the right and left were passages to some smaller playrooms. To the right was also a super small dance floor with a few people dancing. One of the people dancing was really tall. She wore big fluffy ponytails and a waist cincher and really short school uniform skirt. Long legs and stockings with garters and platform boots to add to her height. I was a really good looking person, I thought to myself while licking my lollipop. Who was she? Let's go meet her! I went over to the dance floor and started moving to the music. It felt a little stiff. I could sense the tall girl was looking at me. But when I looked at her, she looked away. She was shy. Okay, I want to make sure I do this right. I'm trying to remember the right responses. I fixed my eyes on her face to get her to look at me. It worked. She looked at me and immediately blushed. Off a lollipop. I took one of the lollipops out. It happened to be the pink one, and I was pleased by this coincidence. For you. Thanks. She took it, her eyes glistening as she started to peel off the paper. Her lips seemed to have the exact same color as the lollipop. I couldn't help but stare as she slowly started to move the candy between her lips. I licked mine as well, and we looked into each other's eyes for a second. What's your name? Vicky. Do you want to walk around a little, Vicky? She nodded. Ooh. Club has better music than the Bay Area ones? Oh, okay. Playroom or the cozy room? What are we gonna do? Damn it, I want multiple save points. One is extra bold, so the fact that this one has extra, like, the more essence means the bigger the thing you're doing is, really. Cozy room, playroom. I mean, this one wasn't even in the demo, so I think I'm going up. Playroom? I mean, the cozy room wasn't in the, like, demo, so I might go that way. If we need to, we can reload. Let's go to the cozy room. I want to see where that goes. The cozy room was made from metal bars and fabric. It was stuffed with pillows and plush toys. We stepped inside and I sat down on a pillow. Hey you. Vicky lay down on the pillows with her long legs folded. It's so nice in here. So small and cozy. She looked steadily into my eyes. Her shyness seemed to be gone. But I'd actually like to feel even more confined. She gave me a sly smile. You'd like that? She just smiled back. I looked around. I must have thought about that when furnishing the place. Indeed, in the corner I found a stash of cable ties and 2 pairs of pink fluffy handcuffs. No, 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 no. Cable ties are not safe kink play. Okay. Kink Educator coming out right now. This is like, I have had to do workshops on this stuff. Cable ties? No. No. No, 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 no. They get tighter and tighter and tighter. They can't be cut, they can't be removed easily, especially when they get really tight. And they cut off circulation. I need to have a talk with the person who wrote this. I need to have a discussion. So I'm just taking a screenshot of that for later, but yeah, so I was a kink educator for about 5 years. God, we're going back to the playroom. I don't want to deal with that. Oh, it is multiple save points. Awesome. Okay, we're going back to the playroom. It wasn't paid. It was something I did because I knew what I was doing. And people wanted to learn. And if people, I am of the mind that if people want to learn how to do something, learn how to do it in the most risk-aware and safest, and most conscious way possible. The playroom was kind of dark, with black rubber mattresses on the floor and an iron bar with handcuffs swinging from the ceiling. In the center was a small cage, next to that was a stash of equipment. I could have cuffed her, I thought to myself, if she wasn't as tall as hell and I wasn't as short as, well, something. Being small and dominant was such a drag sometimes. It made me think of a tiny dog trying to be aggressive by jumping all over the place. Oh well, what could you do about your physical build? Not much, I reckon. And then I remembered I was in a playroom with the cutest girl at the club. I would just have to try and reach. Do you want to be cuffed? She nodded. I looked around. More small dominance needed, 100%. Small and cute is highly underrated. Wait here. People were playing in the medical room, but they weren't using the doctor's stool. They even have a medical room there? Fuck. I brought it with me. Giggling again about thinking about how stupid this was look. I came back to Vicky, who now seemed a little lost and alone. Ta-da! She laughed. I stood on the stool and she raised her arms. I tightened the cuffs around her wrist. Okay? She nodded, looking pleased. I wasn't surprised. I had already figured out that she was submissive. You're super tall, so everyone's short by comparison. I'm 6'1". I'm tall enough. I jumped off the stool and stood close to her. Very close. I could smell her body odor. I liked it. I sensed up. I started to unbutton it really slowly. 6'7". Someone your height is really difficult to deal with at King Clubs because everything's designed for much shorter people. I feel the pain. Watching her face, I did it. Her breathing got heavier with each button. I couldn't get the blouse off completely because of the cuffs, but her chest was bare. Her nipples were crossed over by black tape. Old school, I like it. I considered ripping it off, but I heard a voice I knew coming from the entrance. Have you seen Leo? I think they're already inside somewhere. Ah, so Ayana and Mo were here now. I leaned over to Vicky. Can I kiss you? She nodded. As I kissed her, I pressed my thumb against the tape over her nipple. She made a panting sound. Her lips were soft. Kiss or riot. Her tongue against mine, a little bit cautious. I could feel her melting under my hand, against my mouth. I definitely wanted to keep doing this, but I'd promised Ayana and Mo to meet. I let go of Vicky. Her cheeks were red. I really like playing with you, but my friend is here, so I need to leave you soon. She nodded, looking a little bit disappointed. I stroked her cheek. You're so cute. If you tell me your name in Blackest, maybe we can do this again sometime. She lit up. I uncuffed her to free up her arms. It's Vicky-chan. Of course it is. This is hardly surprising. As I left, I turned around and made eye contact. I'll find you then. I left the room just as Ayana and Mo came through the corridor. There you are, sweetie. We were looking for you. I looked straight into Mo's smiling face. It made me happy. Now I felt like I was home. Being with friends at one of the places I loved most in the world. What do you gays want to do? I'm not sure. Let's go and have a look around. We wandered around together, stopping some girl doing another girl. It was hot. I glanced at Mo and felt like they were glancing back. We went into the playroom. That wasn't there last time I played this. You should go get in that cage, Leo. Why me? Because you're the smallest. Mo laughed. Meh, I don't want to. A friend of Ayana's came by and they started talking. I waited around. Suddenly Mo was really close to me. I had their face just a few centimeters from mine. Their voice was low, I guess so no one else would hear. Do you like fighting? Well, that was sort of an unexpected question. But not at all amiss. Takedowns. Most definitely. Cool. With me? Most definitely. They grinned. It's a very special thing to measure your own strength against someone else's. Yeah, right? Mo is good. Mo is fun people. I also get a lot of very similar King feels about this game. It's nice. I don't doubt it. God, I just need to get this track. Like, I need to ask where the soundtrack is so I can have it, because I'm in love with this. It's just good background music. So maybe we should meet up for a play fight. We could? Let's talk on Blackest. The night passed quickly. All of a sudden the lights were turned on, signaling it was time to leave. I was sitting on a sofa with Mo and Ayana. We were all tired. Leo, can you carry me home? No way, you can crawl on all fours. Mo, can you carry me home? And after I just promised to carry Leo home. It had been a good night. God, I miss that kind of environment. So it was Saturday. I had slept late trying to kill time, but at noon I realized I couldn't sleep any longer and got up. Now it was afternoon. I didn't want to spend the evening alone in my room. I logged onto Blackest. Maybe I could look for my new acquaintances. If they hadn't added me, I might still find them, since they might have attended the Club Lips event on Blackest. I skimmed through the list, and yes, there they were. Mo, Naomi, Vicky. We didn't even encounter Naomi in that one. Oh, we probably would if we hadn't gone dancing. Now I just had to choose who I'd rather talk to. I clicked on a profile and started to type a message. Who should we see today? I'm gonna save this. There's a lot of stuff I'm coming back to after I finish streaming this. What do we think? Like, I'm already picking up Dom, sub, switch. Like, I mean, it could be a switch as well, but like, Mo seems to just want to push, which is good. Push in a good way. Vicky's adorable, and we love her. And Naomi looks like she can kick our butt. Multiple playthroughs needed for this one. Do we go with Mo and get our get our butt kicked in a play fight? God. Let us settle this in the tried and tested manner of a D6. So, Naomi 1-2, Mo 3-4, Vicky 5-6. Vicky it is. Even comes out with a little V. Saturday afternoon. When Vicky opened the door, I was a little surprised that she had everyday clothes on. When I saw her at Club Lips, she had been dressed up doll-like with perfect makeup. It's kind of weird seeing her so casual, but I liked it too. She was like a blank canvas today. She blushed when greeting me. Hi, come on in. Vicky lived in a student dorm. The apartment was small, but she'd made the room cozy. I like the little plush bunny on the end. We went and sat down on the bed. Do you want to get you a cup of tea or something? I'm good. Of course, I like when you do things for me. Leo is big dorm energy sometimes, and I really like it. Like, Leo has a really gorgeous way of being dominant that I highly appreciate. It's just like, I think you should. As opposed to, you should, which is the very hard, very often cis male way of doing things. It's just like, you should do this. It's like, I think you should do this. But I don't need any tea. She blushed again. Hey, baby. Ah. What do you want us to do today? Do you want us to continue what we had going on at Club Lips? What are you two doing? You're both trying to sit in the window at once. I'm not sure. What do you want? I sense that I ought to take it carefully. Oh. If you want to know how to do this, get into this stuff in IRL, talk to me after the stream. And I'll help. Soft, bold, or teasing? I think we go soft. Like, Vicky seems like the kind of person that, like, is still very unsure of herself and needs things to be taken slow. I took a step towards her. So, when you were waiting for me to come around, what did you think about? The room went very silent. Yeah, we do have that channel. Tell me. No, really, I can't. Don't you dare to? So, if I would guess, I think something like this. I went up to her, put my hand behind her neck. It was hot, like she was feverish or something. Even though I was 20 centimeters shorter than her, she seemed small. Her neck was tiny. I pulled her towards me and she easily followed my lead. Like, 20 centimeters is actually quite a size difference. Her lips were soft against mine. She seemed a little unprepared, but gradually she let go and kissed me back. Since she wasn't wearing much clothes, it was easy to get through to her bare skin. I put my hands on her back and stroked it gently. Her skin felt like fire to my hands. I stroked her hair. It was the first time I'd seen her with her hair down. It's like you're melting. Sorry, I just get like this when... Poor thing. She really couldn't put anything into words. When what? When I'm... She was really struggling. This is so sweet. Like... This is actually kinda wholesome. When I'm turned on like this. That's my girl. I like it when you say what you want. Otherwise I don't know how to make you feel good, you know? And I would like that. People, learn from Leo. This is how you do it. Fuck. Learn from Leo. This is how you do good. I want to see you grow up happy and healthy, meme. She smiled. You always make me feel good. Like, this is how you just be a good person in a dynamic, and it works really well. I'm glad to hear, but I want to make you feel even better. What about if you took your top off? Why don't you do it? I'd love to. I grabbed the hem of her tank top and she raised her arms like a child. I threw the top on the floor. Her skin looked like it had some radiant, bright kind of glow to it. That was hot. I truly wanted to rip off the rest of her clothes and throw her onto the bed. Hungry. Hungry, hungry. What's that? Oh yeah. But before we go forward, I'm going to have a quick 5-minute break while I fan myself off and get a drink. So, you'll look after yourselves. I will be back in 5 minutes. See you in a few. Okay, we're back. How y'all doing? Is everyone staying hydrated? You look like you taste well. Probably tastes good there. You wanna have a try? I definitely wanted that. I leaned towards her side, sinking my teeth into her bare skin. Her hands touched my hair. Ow! I looked up. Water is good. Alright? Yeah. You can actually do it a bit harder. Right. I put my teeth into her deeper this time. Her body started moving. Ow! I let go of her. She was breathing rapidly. We just got an achievement! We just got the sweet tooth achievement. Fuck. She was breathing rapidly, seemingly trying to get herself sorted. I was in the middle of getting you undressed, you know. So maybe I shouldn't do this. It seems to get you distracted. Fuck, Leo does this just the way I do. Is this a non-binary thing or something? I leaned towards the buckle of her belt, my hands touching her crotch very briefly on the way. She sighed and I smiled on the inside. I was gonna keep her hanging on for a while, of course, but I opened the belt and unbuttoned her pants. They were really tight. That could be such an off-putting moment, trying to get tight jeans to come off, but not succeeding. I think we can be a little assertive here. I need you to lie down. I pushed her softly towards the bed. She took small steps backwards until she reached it. I looked her in the eye, and then gave her chest a push. She fell onto the bed, blushing and giggling with her pants halfway down. Your blushing and giggling makes me want to strangle you, sweetie. I thought to myself, but didn't say. It wasn't long before everything but her underwear had come off, and she was finally lying on the bed. She couldn't hide how turned on she was now. The big bulge in her underwear gave it away. What a pretty sight. I leaned down and kissed her. Our tongues met. Hers were a bit cautious. That wouldn't do. I kissed her hungrily. She sucked her lower lip. Licked it. She made noises. I moved my hand to her nipple. It was hard like a little button. I started playing with it. Pinching it softly. This is going very, very well. Now she was breathing faster and making even more noises. I loved that she was starting to forget about herself. I moved my mouth to her nipple. I'm just gonna let you read this bit, because I'm getting a little flustered. I'm sorry. God, I'm hopeless. I always come too fast. I shook my head. It doesn't matter. Coming is a good thing, isn't it? I guess. She still seemed low. Don't be sad. I love watching you when you come. But you? What about you? I'm fine. God, I've had this exact same experience over and over in my life. God, I am Leo. I'm just a much taller Leo. I'm satisfied like this. She looked incredulous. It's true. She suddenly grabbed my hand and brought it to her face, holding it against her cheek. I could feel how warm she was. You're such a good person, Leo. I giggled. Can I get back to you about that later? She hugged me and I sensed that she had already made up her mind. I look forward to seeing you again. I hugged her back while contradicting thoughts filled my head. Yes, I am, too. And what are you expecting from me? I kept quiet, thinking that time would probably tell. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Sunday night. It had been an eventful weekend, and I was exhausted. But it wasn't over yet. In front of me on my desk was a cardboard box, and I was about to bring it with me and go to Dagger's room. My heart was already pounding. It was time. Welcome. I'm glad you came. The room was decorated the same way as last time. The center of it, a big skull resided. It was from an animal with horns, a goat or cow, I guessed. I got a weird feeling. Was that the thing in the box? Was that the thing in the box I helped you carry? Exactly. I've cooked it and removed the wet parts, so to speak. I felt the contents of my stomach churn. Is that a cow skull? Exactly. Now show me what you've got. I don't know why, but I had to put the skull in a cardboard box. I held it out toward her. No, don't hand it to me just yet. Just show me, so I know who it is. I opened the box and brought out the skull. Ah, a boar. Where did you get it? I found it in the woods. You did? Well done! She looked into my eyes and smiled. Typo! And I got a weird tingling sensation, starting from my toes and rushing through my body all the way up to my chest. I took a deep breath. It's beautiful. She pointed to the floor. Take a seat. I sat down on the pillow with the cardboard box in front of me. Suddenly I felt like it was my one security. Dagger went over the shelf and got the biggest skull. She put it on the floor between us. Then we sat down, looking me straight in the eye. Leo. Yes? Do you remember I told you that the instant I saw you, I knew you would share these kinds of moments with me? I remember. I think the Knife Sisters made us meet. Because that's definitely must be a reason. Knife Sisters? The name of the game? What are the Knife Sisters? They are my guides, my real family. Maybe you'll get to know them further on. I looked at her with a perplexed expression. She started to smile. You look really cute when you're this confused. Now give me your hand. I did as she said. She took it. Hers was very warm and dry. The other one too. We sat with our arms outstretched over the skull, holding each other's hands. Dagger bowed her head. Then she looked up at the ceiling. Thank you for giving me this. She let go of my hands. Now we'll start the ceremony. Dagger handed me a piece of black velvet. Put this in your lap. Now take out the skull and put it in the cloth. I opened the box and revealed the skull. Then I carefully put it on the fabric, facing Dagger and the other skull. Blender, that is. Dagger addressed the skull. Welcome. Today is about connection. She looked into my eyes. We will use these animals to connect to each other on a spiritual level. Once done, it can never be undone. Our souls will be entwined forever. What have we gotten ourselves into? A chill moved up my spine. We're just gonna let this one happen. I didn't know if it was from a good or bad feeling. Put your skull next to the other one. I put my boar skull next to the cow skull. Now we should move closer so that we can touch both of them. We move close together, kneeling in front of the skulls. I put one hand on each and Dagger did the same. The bone had a rough surface. It was warmer than I expected. Now I'll say some words. When I pause, I want you to repeat them, but from your perspective. What the heck, Dagger? This is a big ask. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. That's okay. When you do your playthrough, you can ask. I didn't really get what she meant, but I nodded. I think this boar picked you. She paused. I supposed it was my turn. I think this boar picked me. You are borrowing its soul. I am borrowing its soul. As I am borrowing from the soul from this creature. as you are borrowing the soul from this creature. We are connected, in life as in death. We are connected, as life is in death. From now on, your life is my life, and my death is your death. This is a big ask. For now on, my life is your life, and your death is my death. Blessed be. That is all. She looked up at the ceiling again. I have accepted Leo to be part of me. Do you accept us, sisters? I felt as if the atmosphere in the room changed. Dagger turned towards the big mirror on the wall over the altar. They're here. I was starting to feel uneasy. What was all this about? Did Dagger believe something magical was really happening? We're just gonna let it ride. This is the chips are on like red 5, and we're just gonna let this ride and see what happens. And if not, what the fuck was going on? Dagger was talking as if she saw someone in the mirror. Sisters, I've done what you've asked of me. Now, let me have Leo. I stared at her. Did I have a say in this? Dagger nodded as if she was answering someone. She kept looking into the mirror and talking. What do you want next time? She turned towards me as if she was listening for voices I couldn't hear. The blood of an innocent. Right. Right, you'll get it. What the fuck is going on? So that's what you need to bring next Sunday. Now she was apparently talking to me again. Was she serious? What did she even mean? You've already gotten some of my blood. Are you innocent? Well, I guess it's up to you to decide. Please. Cake. Yum yum. But this time we need a little more. I don't have to tell you that you can't pay for it, right? No. I figured. We stood up. Dagger looked at me. She seemed to scan my face and my eyes. Thank you for coming. I'm happy. She leaned forward and kissed me. A brief kiss that made my lips burn and heart skip a beat. I suddenly felt extremely tired. What did this person want from me? Yeah, magic takes the road, but what the heck? We've gotten into some serious territory here. She went over to get the boar skull. Here, keep it safe. And remember that we're eternally connected now. Well, that's not something so easily forgotten, right? Chapter 2, Bloodletting. This is some territory we've got going on here. This is some territory. Hey Ray, how you doing? We're having a time. We're definitely having a time. So, God, yeah, I'm in the thick of it now. So we introduced ourselves to our new housemate, whose name is Dagger, and who is into some very hardcore occult stuff. Hey Urban, how you doing? This is a game. This is a game. And it's pretty solid. And pretty amazing. We have just become eternally linked with Dagger. And guess what we have? We have Sweet Roll, or Sweet Roll equivalent. And it was good. Thank you. So yeah, this game is really good and really heavy and amazing. And now they want us to provide the blood of an innocent. So I'm really, really cautious about where this is gonna go. FYI, heads up, this game has a lot of kink discussions, a lot of occult discussions, a lot of, like, trans topics. It is lewd, and it is utterly wonderful, and I'm in love with it, so just putting it out there. Let's go see our best friend. Monday afternoon. Ayana had texted me during the day, asking if we could meet up. Hi, Ayana, can you spot me some blood, please? I'm not sure if Ayana would be innocent. Can't tell, can't make these decisions. She said she wanted to talk. She was already waiting at the cafe when I entered. The lecture today was even more boring. Lucky you for missing out. Yeah, and maybe lucky me I won't have an exam. You will, in time. We'll see. You said you wanted to talk about something. Her mood seemed to drop a bit. Yeah, it's Mo. The dagger cannot meet. No, the dagger is not allowed to meet Vicky. We must protect her with our very lives. Has something happened? No, not really. The problem is more that nothing has happened. I see. I don't know what to do. We, always have a great time and everything. They seem to enjoy being around me, but then, well, nothing more happens. And you haven't told them about your feelings? I haven't. I don't know what to say to them, really. I think you should just talk to them. Seriously, open communication is actually kind of wonderful. Maybe they haven't even realized you're interested. Maybe I should. Another thing. You know Dagger? Yeah, that weird person who moved into a commune? Who wanted you to get a skull? Did you get it? I did. And then things got even weirder. Tell me, we did a ritual centered around the skull that was supposed to make her and me eternally connected. And then she asked me to get some blood for the next ritual. Ayana looked at me with large, disbelieving eyes. Wow, this is getting freaky. I didn't say anything. Will you give it to her? I noticed an unexpected reaction inside of me. I felt strangely offended. I will. About that. I had no idea how she'd react if I asked her for that. Hey, Zume. Hey, baby. Come here. Come give Kaiju cuddles. Everyone say hi to Zume. Kitty time. Aw, baby. I actually wanted to ask you for something. Wah, wah, wah. Kitty time. I held her gaze. I know you're very good at getting things from school and your part-time job and such. She looked at me with the same skeptical expression as before. I need the equipment to take blood from someone. Just a butterfly needle, and a sample bottle, and maybe a tourniquet. I know you can fix that. She made a disgusted face. I thought you hated taking blood samples. Well, I don't like it. But it's better than when I do it to someone else than when it's done on me, at least. She nodded. I'll have to think about it. Of course, it's an opportunity for you to get some practice. Maybe that could even make you more motivated for school. But I don't know. I'm not sure I'll get the opportunity. I understand that. But I also know you're great at finding opportunities. She smiled. I am. I'm not the queen of shoplifting for nothing. But you know, it's weird. Weird can be good, right? True. So, it isn't for some kind of sexual purpose? I mean, you're into BDSM and all that. I would understand more if it was for that. Oh, so that could be a way. No, we're gonna be honest. No, it's not. I just want to see what happens if I get it for Dagger. We're playing the curious route here. Let's see, but as I said, I cannot promise. We'll see. We sat in silence for a moment. Fortunately, moods of any kind didn't last long for Ayana. She suddenly lit up. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, on Friday there's this rave. I think Mo's coming. Oh, I'd forgotten about that one. I used to go to raves before, but it had been a long time. Do you want to come along this time, Leo? I really need a friend there. Please? Okay, but you'll have to get me that stuff. She smiled. Alright then, you stubborn bastard. Who invented other people? Talk to Mo. Let's talk to Mo. This is evening, so this is going to be our last chance. Let's talk to Mo. We need to hang out with Mo more. Cake, good. Kitty, good. I was writing in my journal when I got a message from Mo on Blackest. They said they had been thinking about me and would like to meet up. Can I come over to your place, they wrote? I'd like to see where you live. I wasn't keen on bringing people over. I'd rather visit them. But that was hard to explain, so I just said yes. I felt a tingling sensation in my stomach as I opened the door and saw Mo's smile. I came inside. Wow, this is a big apartment. How many people live here? There are 4 of us. Cool. I've never lived in a commune. We call them share houses in Australia. Well, it's okay, most of the time. Mo's haircut is awesome. Just then I heard a door open and footsteps coming down the hallway. Dagger showed up. Thought I heard someone out there. You're a friend of Leo's? I am. Cool to meet you. She went back to her room and me and Mo headed into mine. So that was one of your roommates? Yeah, the strangest one. Oh? In a good or bad way? Undecided, ambivalent? It's a tough question to answer. Maybe it was both. I'm not sure yet. She's only been living here for a week. I see. But never mind her. I saw Ayana yesterday. Okay? I think you and her should talk. She talks about you a lot. Because she likes you. But she doesn't seem to be able to get herself to talk to you. I see. You think you can talk to her? Mo was quiet for a while. I guess I could. It's been a bit hard because she hasn't said anything about having feelings for me and it doesn't feel good to make assumptions. But if you want to, I'll try and start a conversation. I nodded. But you know, that's not why I came to see you. They came closer. I could sense their warm, arousing smell. Then they grabbed hold of the back of my head and pulled me close. They kissed me. Warning! Sex scene! Sex scene! Possibly, who knows? Oh, this is beautiful! This is gorgeous art. I felt their hand move through my hair, grabbing it gently. Their arms were strung around my body. Like, I'm just appreciating the fuck out of this art style. It really is gorgeous. Like, it feels Zine-worthy. It's like, feels like that kind of old school art style. They started pushing me towards the bed. We fell onto it kissing. Their lips were hungry. Their teeth nibbled my lips. Their body pushed against mine. I stroked their back through the tank top. I could feel their muscles underneath. I moved my hand to get beneath the fabric, to feel the warmth of their skin. It was radiating. Mo breathed more heavily, kissed me more hungrily, pushed their groin against mine. And then everyone exploded into confetti and balloons, because that's what happens. You jumped in just in time for another scene. I heard a noise and the door opened. I was gonna... Oh. Sorry. Her eyes were glowing like fire as she held something out toward me. I thought maybe you wanted this. What are they? Go away, can't you see I'm busy? We're just gonna let it ride. Why is it whenever Dagger's around, I just want to let what happens happens? Like, this is a beautiful example of how they've done characters well. Like, with Vicky, you want to take the initiative, but you don't want to push too hard. With Mo, you want to push back because they're pushing back. With Dagger, I just want to kind of let her... A small pouch from shiny fabric was dangling from her fingertips. What is it? What's in the bag? It's just some things that could put you in the right mood for Sunday. I was baffled. What kind of things? You should see for yourself. Then you're welcome to come over and talk to me and talk more about it. If you're free, I will explain. But you should be aware of how you use your energy and keep as much of it as possible within you up until Sunday. You shouldn't let it go to waste. That could ruin everything. I don't have an animal skull, this is the best I've got. Go away, Dagger, you're ruining our fun. Tell me how to use my energy, fuck. She gave Mo a hostile glare. Then she put the pouch on my desk and left. Mo and I looked at each other. Right, so now I get what you mean about her being the strangest of your roommates. Put their hand on my back. I sensed they might want to continue where we left off, but my mood had shifted. I sat up. God damn it, Dagger. I need to go out and run some errands. Mo looked a little disappointed. Okay, so I guess I'll leave then. I nodded. I can follow you downstairs. I'm going to the supermarket anyway. We were standing on the sidewalk outside of my building. Mo smiled again, showing the cute dimples on their cheeks. So I'll head home then. But can I kiss you first? I wasn't sure. There was something about us standing in the middle of the street where anyone could see us that I didn't really like. Too bad. We're gonna be gay, we're gonna be gay publicly. Sure. They smiled and took a step closer, slipped their hand behind my neck, softly touching my skin with fingertips. Thanks for the clip. I got goosebumps. Mo leaned forward and kissed me. Their lips were very soft. I began to think that Mo was a person who could shift instantly between softness and strength. Soft and tough. And their lips melted into mine. Yeah, Mo has very strong switch energy. And I stopped thinking. We just stood there and kissed for a while. Wait. Our energy just... I don't know if our energy just went back to 0 or went to 10. But apparently we're dependent now. And someone passed us on the street. When I gave the person a glance, I saw their figure was somewhat familiar. Then I recognized Vicky. Oh no. I let go of Mo. Vicky probably saw me as well because she turned around. Oh, okay. Interesting. Leo? Oh, hi, Vicky. She seemed unsure of whether to come and say hello or just keep going. God, this is awkward. Like, we've just been kissing one person. Is this a good to see you situation, or a, hey, meet this person situation? Friendly. Good to see you. You look great. It wasn't a lie. She looked amazing as always. Mo and Vicky looked at each other. Both of them seemed to think, who are you? I guess I'd better introduce them to each other. Vicky, this is Mo, a friend of mine. And Mo, this is Vicky. Mo gave Vicky a welcoming smile. Vicky tried to return it, but it seemed forced. Nice to meet you. How did the two of you meet each other? We went on a date last weekend. Oh, I see. Good for you, I hope. Yeah, it was a good date. Yeah. That's the thing. The way this game is written, I don't think we're gonna have compete. Like, this isn't fucking Stardew or, like, Dragon Age or anything. I think this is gonna be we will have relationships as they work and as communication goes. Like, the worst thing we can do right now is to not be honest about what we want and how we're doing things. It was a good date. I look at Vicky, who seems a bit happier, and nodded again. I didn't really know what more to say now. And no one else said anything either. I felt an urge to leave. I was about to go to the supermarket. Yeah, and I'm heading home. Okay. See you later then. A shock of guilt hit me from nowhere. Made me turn to Vicky. There's a rave on Friday if you want to come. She lit up. Oh, I might. Jealousy more than competition? Yeah, like... I mean, there's always this sort of conversation when it comes to multiple partners, the jealousy situation. So as it all comes down to it, so let's go to Kaiju's corner of education. When multiple partners are involved, you've got two forces that are working against things working out, and everyone has them. One is jealousy, and one is envy. And it's really important to differentiate between the two. One is I am worried about something I have being taken away. And the other is I am worried about not getting the thing that I want that someone else has. And that comes into a lot of poly and RA stuff, is that when you look at your other partner and you've got this partner with you, and you go, am I worried that they're going to leave me? Or am I worried that they are giving something to someone else that I'm not getting? No matter which, it's a matter of talking to them, saying how you feel, and getting it clear. All this shit, when it comes to jealousy and stuff, all comes down to talk to your fucking partners, tell them how you feel, and go from there. Because if you care about that person and you want to be with them, you'll make it happen. Like, person A and person B both care the hell about each other. If they both care, they will both make the thing work. You just have to face down these issues, and it's like, am I worried that someone's going to steal this person from me? Do I have rights over this person? No. Like, am I worried about losing them? Possibly, but in the end, just talk to them. Or if I'm worried about them giving something to someone that I'm not getting from them, it's like, maybe that's not what you're going to get from that person. So, alright. Out of the corner now. I headed quick steps towards the store, feeling a little uncomfortable, but, well, whatever. I had spent time with people, so I guessed it was a normal thing to feel. God, let's talk to Dagger. Always happy to talk about it. Like, I've been doing this sort of stuff for about 10 to 12 years now, so I'm not new to it. But don't worry, it's learning everyday situation. I'd come home with my groceries and put them away. Now I was back in my room. I suddenly noticed the little pouch Dagger had brought me. I opened it carefully. Inside was an incense cone and a small plastic bag with a brownish square, about 1 square centimeter. Right. I sort of figured that was what that was, but why on earth would Dagger want to give that to me? I had to go ask her. I knocked on her door, but she didn't open it. Why didn't she open up? I knew she was home. Maybe I should go in? I knocked again, a bit harder this time. At first I heard nothing, but then a couple seconds later I heard footsteps from inside. Dagger opened the door. She was wearing her large pullover and nothing more. At least it was long enough to cover her intimate parts. Monotonous music was playing and the room was lit by candles. There was a thick, sweet smell. In the center of the room of the hexagram, I saw a couple of incense cones burning and some items were gathered on the floor. So did you want something? Why on earth would I be here if I didn't want something? What was she even doing? At least something was happening when Dagger was around. I'm not even gonna fucking answer that because I don't want to sound whiny. I had to give her that. I'm doing a ritual. I do this every day. I just wondered what was in the bag you gave me. Right, where were we? I believe in expanding consciousnesses. Consciousnesses is a word that I really don't like because it just goes on for too much longer. For too long. It's a way of connecting to a deeper source. I thought that might be good for you as well. Why would that be good? It would make you feel. That was something I definitely didn't understand. Why did she want that? Consciousness. Requirement, yeah, it comes down to requirement for good scheduling. Yeah, 100%. Like, that's one thing you learn when you're in, like, poly or RA and stuff like that. It's just, like, making sure you spend time with each other. It's important. Why do you want me to use it? I just think it would be good for you. You're all stuck in your own mind, trying to solve problems by thinking. You should try to spend a little more time in your heart. She put a hand on her chest. It's just what I think. I almost wanted to shake my head. You might actually find your true feelings. My true feelings? I wonder what they are. Could a drug really make me feel? Easy peasy. Yep. We'll see about that, I thought. Well, I guess I'll leave you to it now. I started heading back to my room, not exactly any wiser than before. Thursday. Let's hang out with Naomi. We haven't really gotten a chance to hang out with Naomi. Thursday noon. Things weren't going great as far as getting blood from someone. What possibilities remained? The only person I could even vaguely connect to the phenomenon of blood was Naomi. She seemed to like knives, at least. But the blood was supposed to come from someone innocent. And with only me and Naomi as subject, that wasn't really a possibility, but now it was getting the blood or failing to get it at all. Why do I even want to do this, I asked myself. But I didn't have a good explanation. However, Naomi was always online on Blackest. It seemed to be her second home. It was too hard to explain it all by writing, so I asked if we could meet. Sure, come over to my place, she replied. Oh, it's a nice place. Oh, there's a little bat cat thing up in the top left-hand corner. It's adorable. Naomi looked happy as she opened the door. It was a one-room apartment with lots of stuff in it. I love that almost every scene has a plushie in it. Have you been living here for a long time? Yeah, ever since I moved from my hometown a couple of years ago. I see. We sat down on her blood-red sofa. What was it you wanted to talk about? Shit, now I had to try and explain this to her. Do you like blood? I wonder if I should just tell her the truth. Well, the couch is blood red, so you know. Do you like blood? Her eyes began to sparkle. Oh, we've hit a kink. We have struck kink. I do. Why are you asking? Well, thing is, I promised a friend of mine to get hold of a little bit of blood. She's using it for some kind of magic. Naomi started laughing. Sounds cool. And, well, the only person I could think of that might be able to help out with that was you. She laughed again. You're a clever person. A weird thing, though, is that the person insists that the blood needs to come from someone innocent. Wow, that might be hard. She seemed to be thinking for a while. I'm all for consent and stuff, and that's a bit hard to get from a child. Otherwise, you maybe couldn't have gotten it from my daughter. She's pretty innocent. I had no idea you had a child. No, not many people know that. It's because she lives with her dad most of the time. She does? Yeah, I love her. I definitely do. But maybe I'm not really the type of person who is meant to be a mother. Having that responsibility 24/7. I feel you. I almost shrugged. I'd never ever want a child. She laughed. It's not that bad. Maybe not, but I couldn't just understand why people had to make such a big deal out of it. Some people want children, others did not. Let's move on, sort of. Good. Let's get back to the reason you're here. If you want me to just take some blood from you, then that's no problem, I can do that. But I don't have all the stuff we would need, so we'd have to do it in a couple of days. I nodded. If you want to, we can make it into a playdate. That was an option. I didn't know how I feel about it, but it was kind of intriguing by how it could play out. I guess we could. The innocence part gets a bit lost, of course, but maybe we can pretend you're a very guiltless and unknowing little being, and thus load that blood sample with pure innocence. Her eyes glistened. You'd like that, huh? I would. I had to laugh. Let's see if we can meet up on Saturday. See if I can get hold of the equipment by then. A little whirlwind tumbled in my stomach. How would I handle this? Maybe making it into a playdate would help. Either way, it seemed like the next ritual had taken an unexpected turn. I'll head home now, but maybe I'll see you on Saturday then. I hope so. When she was smiling, I could almost see the fangs hidden behind her lips. Ayana, let's hang out with Ayana. Thursday afternoon. We'll do Friday and then we'll call it, because I don't want to expose people to blood kink. At least, like, more than just casual discussion, because it is kind of up there for a lot of people. As soon as I entered the cafe, I could sense something was wrong. It was probably because Ayana's eyes on me were dark as a rain cloud. She could hardly wait till I sat down. Oh no. I talked to Mo earlier today. Why didn't the two of you tell me you had something going on? It was a good question. She stared at me intensely. I thought it would be better if Mo talked to you. Why? Because the two of you seem very tight. More so than you and me? She stared at me. Is that why you didn't tell me yourself? You were jealous of my relationship with Mo? I stared back at her. So what then? Did you want to ruin it? What? No, I didn't. We started hanging out a little after Club Lips. That's it. Why didn't you tell me? Hey, Tazzy. Lurking are good. Why didn't you tell me? Her dark eyes nailed me and I suddenly felt small drops of sweat emerge from my upper lip. I thought we were best friends. We are, aren't we? I'm not so sure. Don't friends talk to each other about important things? They usually do. Then why do you think it was a good idea not to say anything? It wasn't like I had a good thoughts going idea. God. I don't want to go self-deprecating on this. Disorganized? I don't know. I don't know either. I've told you lots of times. I don't understand what's happening with you. She shook her head. But I'm pretty damn tired of trying to understand you and help you all the time. God, I've been through this exact same conversation as well. Feel stupid now for wanting to do things for you since you're obviously not interested in doing shit for me. I wonder if she was referring to the stuff I had asked for her. I'd better ask. Otherwise I'd just keep wondering about it. What are you referring to? The things you asked me for, obviously. I even got it for you. And I promised I'd come to the rave with you if you got it. Yeah, but you can forget about that now. Both of those things. I even hope that I don't have to see you there. Oh fuck. We've made her very angry. I remember when that happened when we were little. I hated her being mad at me. She stood up. I knew I should say something, but I couldn't find the words. She passed by me and went out the door. Ouch. Oh, we got 2 anxieties now. Alright. Let's do the rave. Let's do the rave. Friday afternoon. It wasn't completely dark yet when I arrived at the forest. The location was outside the city and I had taken the bus and then walked for 10 minutes or so. As I got there I heard pumping sound of bass and glitching treble. The grove was decorated and lit up by UV lights. It was like entering a room made from sound and light. People were sitting on blankets in small groups, others were dancing. Forest raves would be pretty amazing, but I'd be worried about how they'd affect the animals in the area. Then I saw Anna with Mo in front of the DJ stand. Anna looked really happy. Felt like hot water starting to boil inside of me, and that surprised me. For such a long time I hadn't really felt it all. But seeing her smiling and dancing with Mo made me burn within. Whew, let's approach her. We gotta be direct about this. I walked towards the dancing area. Then Anna saw me. I had to do this straight away, like ripping off a band-aid. Hi Anna. At first she just looked at me and then she at least opened her mouth. Hi. So you're here. God. I wanted to apologize. Okay. I don't know why I didn't talk to you. I'm sorry. It was really stupid. She studied my face as though to see if I meant it. She gave me a little smile. This is the thing, you've just got to be direct sometimes. Alright. I know you're stupid sometimes. I forgive you. But try to be a little braver next time, huh? I will. Cool. Mo must have sensed that we were done for now because they came closer. They pointed to a small crowd in the distance. That guy over there, the one with the dreadlocks. He lives at your place, right? Yeah, that's Devin. Have you heard rumors saying he's been selling some really bad shit? I haven't. I didn't even know he was selling. He's been dealing at a lot of raves I've been to lately. I see. It's crazy. Maybe you should ask him about it. Maybe. Considering how conversations usually played out, I didn't exactly long to talk to him. But, well, I might do it at home. The whole thing made me feel uneasy. I think I'll walk around for a bit. It was getting dark. I walked around aimlessly. In the distance, I suddenly saw a familiar figure sitting on the ground with her long legs folded beneath her. Vicky! It was Vicky. Then, as I turned to walk her way, I saw someone else I knew. Dagger. Air or fire? Fuck. Vicky. 100 points on Vicky. Like, we will protect. I went over to Vicky. Hi there. She smiled and I sat down next to her. I felt that seeing her was a breath of fresh air. It always made me feel invigorated. You're not dancing? I've been dancing for a while, but I got tired. She looked out into the distance. Maybe I shouldn't have come at all. Why not? I like that you're here. Because I'm so tired and the last bus left to the city is left. She sounded like a little child. Now we'll have to stay here until the buses start running again. Yeah, She shivered. You cold? She nodded. She needed something. I didn't know what. Do you want a hug? She looked up and some life returned to her eyes. She nodded. I put my arms around her. She curled up in my embrace. Her breathing slowed, almost as if she wanted to go to sleep. I suppose she'd meant it when she said she was tired. We stayed like that for a while. I smelled a scent coming from her hair, sweet, almost like vanilla. After a while, my legs started to fall asleep. Yeah, Vicky is love and wonderful, and will protect. I let go of her body. Any warmer? Yeah, a little. Thanks. I saw her face, the long eyelashes, the soft lips. I imagined they tasted of strawberry. It was almost as if she was sensing what I was thinking. Do you want to hang out sometime soon? I think I do. She got a little bolder. Maybe continue where we left off last time? You'd come to my place. I looked at her and immediately knew that if anyone was innocent, it was her. But I couldn't ask to take her blood. That wasn't a possibility. Not now. It made me feel like a vampire. As if I'd already been waiting to suck her too dry. Maybe I could ask her later. I looked around. On the right-hand side of the DJ stand, I saw someone I recognized sitting on a blanket. It was the shopkeeper from the occult shop on Silver Lane. I'd been there a while back with Ayana, and later Dagger talked about the shopkeeper as if she knew them. Their name was Teddy, she told me. Let's go say hi to Teddy. Headed towards Teddy. Hi. They looked at me, trying to place me. Hi there. Teddy's lovely. Look at that. Look at them. You don't know me, but we've got some friends in common. I see. And I've been to your shop. It's really cool. Thanks. They shifted a little to show there was room for me. I sat down beside them. But being someone I didn't know at all, I felt strangely at home with them. I wanted to ask them things. I especially wondered how they and Dagger knew each other. You know Dagger, right? Teddy gave me a big smile. I do, sort of. She comes to the store quite often. And we have been... They stopped, as if needing to think about what they could tell me. Good lord, let them not have been together, I thought to myself. I didn't want to see Dagger in my mind with anyone. Especially not someone I had in mind. No, we're gonna ask. Have you two been together? Teddy burst out of laughter. No, not at all. I've never seen Dagger with anyone. I don't think she does that kind of thing. We were like in the same group of sorts. I must have looked perplexed. Something I can't really talk much about. But it's like a study group, in which we learn and practice some teachings and rituals. Rituals. Right. But Dagger isn't part of that group anymore. Okay. She invited me to some rituals. I see. She also asked me to get hold of some things for upcoming rituals. Like what? Could I trust this person? Y'all are thirsty. Yeah, everyone's thirsty. She wants me to get some blood of an innocent. Oh, wow. I had a hunch. Vicky is good type. You seem like an innocent person. I don't know why, but somehow, despite the occult theme of their shop, Teddy seemed like quite an innocent person to me. But then asking to give me blood might be a bit too much. I kept quiet. So that blood will be used in one of her rituals then? I nodded. They looked a bit dismissive. I don't completely agree with her way of using magic. What's wrong with her ways? Teddy looked right at me. Do you know the purpose of the things you're doing with her? I shook my head. Not really. Teddy was quiet for a moment. Just be a little careful, will you? I felt uncomfortable. Even though I understood I was sort of out of consideration, their words made me strangely offended. Once again, I felt the need to defend Dagger, even if I didn't have a reason for it. I am. Teddy nodded. They looked at the people dancing. Cool. I sensed our conversation was over. I'm gonna look for my friends now. See you. Now it had gotten so dark you could only tell who was who in front of the DJ stand. Otherwise, people were just black silhouettes. I wanted to see Ayana. I saw her sitting on a blanket, tired from dancing for hours. I went over to her. Do you want to take a walk? She nodded and stood up. We walked in silence for a while. I was thinking about what Mo had said about Devon. I wanted to show you something. I brought out a little pouch and opened it, showing Ayana its contents. I got this from Dagger. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I think it might be E. So you've got drugs? Thought you said you didn't do any. I don't. You can have it if you like. I'm having it if you're having it. That way we'll share the risk. And the experience. So that was an option. I had to admit I was intrigued. Mainly because of things Dagger said. And if there was anyone I'd do it with, it was Ayana. On the other hand, I had promised myself ages ago not to do this. I've sort of decided not to do drugs, and it feels really weird to take another path now. Dagger is a good name. Then you shouldn't do it, I think. I think I'll just get rid of it. She nodded. Throw it in the fire or something, as a sacrifice to the gods. As a sacrifice to the drug lord Devon, you mean? Yeah, we've heard that Devon's been selling some bad shit, so let's not take it. Fuck him. I'd rather not. But maybe throwing it into the fire wasn't such a bad idea. I told Ayana we'd meet up later and started to walk towards the bonfire. In the distance, I saw Devon speaking to a group of people. Suddenly, out from nowhere, I was filled with rage. Ooh, let's confront Devon. I walked over to him and pulled him aside. I put the cube in his hand. You can take your fucking drugs back. I don't want them. Devon looked like a question mark. I got it from Dagger. I'm pretty sure she got it from you. I heard you're a dealer nowadays. He kept looking at me with a perplexed face. Not that I expected better from you, but still. He sighed deeply. Whatever, Leo. I walked away. The sun was coming up. Maybe the buses back to town had started running. I headed back to my crowd. Saturday evening. What? Now I've been awake for an hour and I was already bored. Perhaps I should do something. See someone maybe. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting a punch-off. I am going to leave it there. Because I think that if we go any further into this, we might start encountering some stuff that is probably going to start making some people feel uncomfortable. This is a fucking amazing game, and I highly recommend everyone go and check it out. If you have enjoyed this playthrough, go and check it out. This is the beta. It is early beta, as in they've only just released it to Kickstarter backers, but the demo is available there, and you can encounter all of these wonderful characters in that. But go to itch and add it to a collection. Go to the Steam store, which is on that side, and add it to your wish list. Let them know that people want to play it. That is the best thing you can do right now for indie developers, is go out there and show them that you want the game and make that game more visible. So, I'm going to leave it there. I wanted to thank you all. This has been an incredible Digital Diversity stream. If you wanted to, there is actually an interview that I did with the creators of this game, and it is available at my blog site, right there. It's like the fourth most recent one, because I did it at the start of the year. Go check it out. The writer for the game is incredible. Bobby is a very wonderful person. Check out this game, play it, keep playing it, enjoy the hell out of it. I am probably going to spend the rest of my day playing this over and over again and finding all the different paths because I think there's a lot of really interesting stuff in there. And we're going to see how we do when we do. So, tomorrow, back with Star Control 2 because I want to see if I can finish it. Until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, be who you are, be proud of that. And I will see you all next time. So, bye folks!